The search continues for a sex assault suspect. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Rochelle Metzger. Thank you for joining us tonight. Neighbors in an Upper Marlboro community continue to be on edge after a 7-year-old girl was sexually assaulted on June 22nd. Police say the crime is highly unusual not only in Prince George's but nationwide. CTV's Sonia Srivastava was back at the scene of the incident today as officers continued to canvass the area.
Well, that's right. Police are out here on Heathermore Boulevard and Temple Hill Road, and as you can see, they are giving out these flyers to residents who are driving by, and they're hoping that they can catch as many people as possible who can see this flyer and hopefully identify the man who assaulted this little girl.
As our officers and our detectives stop these cars, people are thanking us. They're telling us how concerned they are about what occurred in this community. Some people have asked for more flyers. What we're also hearing is, I recognize that guy, and we've already heard that before from members of the community.
The suspect is described as an older white male with blue eyes, salt and pepper hair, and balding, and a distinct feature, a tongue ring.
The young girl worked with investigators. They've been in touch with her constantly on this, and she worked with a forensic sketch artist who put together this very distinct sketch that we really hope will generate the leads that we need.
The 7-year-old girl was riding a bike with her friends around 3 p.m. on June the 22nd at the Woods of Marlton apartment complex on Heathermore Boulevard in Upper Marlboro when she wandered away from her group. Officials say a man then abducted her at gunpoint, took her behind a row of apartments in the complex, and sexually assaulted her. He then ran away from the scene. The girl ran back to the apartment. Some neighbors tell us that the incident has shook up the community, and they continue to keep a close eye on their kids.
Keep my kids in the house. I don't let them go outside, and they're in the house with me all the time. And if they're out, I'm outside with them.
We can see who it is. We contact the police when we run into them.
So you're glad they have a picture out?
Yeah, description, positive.
Now, a $25,000 reward is being offered to anyone who can offer a tip that will help catch this suspect. Anyone with information should call 1-866-411-TIPS. In Upper Marlboro, I'm Sonia Srivastava. Back to you in the studio.
Police spokesperson Julie Parker says detectives have been out at the incident scene every single day and are hopeful for an arrest. A 70-year-old Mount Rainier man is dead after his home catches fire. The blaze started around 10 o'clock last night in the 3700 block of 36th Street. Two occupants were on the lower level and heard a smoke alarm. They were able to escape. However, when firefighters arrived, they found the man unconscious and suffering from multiple burn injuries. Firefighters were able to get him out of the home, but he was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. His next-door neighbor says she's still in shock.
Shouting, somebody heard somebody say, is he out?
I
Ran
wrote a
outside to
story
see what was
that's
going on, smelled
Avenue,
smoke,
and I think
grabbed my phone, came out, and saw that there was smoke billowing out of the top windows and flames as well.
Wow, how scary was it to see?
Oh, it was terrifying.
2 firefighters were injured during the incident but were treated and released from the hospital. Meanwhile, investigators are looking into the cause of the blaze, which they believe was accidental. Well, 4th of July celebrations are just hours away, and fire officials want to give you some advice before you kick off the holidays. CTV's Makia Turner is joining us now in studio, and she's got a few safety reminders for us.
That's right, so listen up. They are fun to watch, but extremely dangerous to operate. That's why consumer fireworks, including sparklers and ground displays, are illegal in Prince George's and Montgomery counties. Violators could face up to a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. Though no significant incidents were reported during the past 5 years, officials say more than 10,000 injuries happened across the U.S. in 2011.
In 2011, the National Fire Protection Association conducted a survey and found that nearly 10,000 injuries were treated in emergency rooms across the country for people injured from a fireworks type incident. About 60% of those injured had some type of injury to their hand or extremity, their fingers. If you're holding on to a firecracker or some other type of explosive too long and that fuse is short, you're going to sustain some type of injuries. The second leading cause of injury is that to the face. What happens, people will bend over to examine why that firework didn't go off, why they have a dud, or they bend over to light that thing and it comes up pretty quickly, hitting them in the face. We have seen people lose their eyesight.
Instead of do-it-yourself fireworks celebrations, here's a few safe options for you and your family to consider. The Bowie Baystock Stadium and Six Flags have plans to light up your 4th of July. The City of College Park in Greenbelt will also host displays. Just a heads up, Bowie's Allen Pond will no longer have fireworks celebrations. For the full list of approved county locations, log on to pgfdnews.com.
And Makia, you mentioned there are some areas that have hosted events in the past that are not hosting this year. Tell us about that.
Right. Allen Pond, for one, is definitely, that I just mentioned, one that will no longer host them. There were a few concerns with public safety and traffic. Also, the National Harbor, I'm told, will not be hosting this year either.
So there's somewhere that folks can go and log on to, and they'll find out which displays are taking place this year in the county.
Yep, definitely.
And that's pgparks.com?
pgfdnews.com.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Well, a 23-year-old Bowie man is dead, and police need your help tracking down his killer. David Ayinakwa was found shot in the head at the entrance of an apartment building in the 3200 block of Reed Road in Glenarden. The incident happened around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. If you know anything about the murder, police ask you to call 301-772-4925.